4.5 kilometres, so 9 kilometres is the race distance. Teammates off to the side there on the left of your screen and straight into position. And the male athletes will have the red bibs. Pretty close to a start. It's the mixed team sprint. And we are off. And in this, at the front, there'll be Russia 1, Japan 1, Czech Republic 2, Switzerland 1, and Kazakhstan 1. A little further back, Czech Republic 1. They are in bib 18. And I like their chances today with Andrei Tcherny and Petra Hintsetsova. Petra won the sprint, and she's got stamina and endurance as well as speed, so maybe they can get amongst the medals again, the Czech Republic, as they set off for the first time. Classic technique, and out of the stadium. And the lights are very much needed today in these dull conditions as they leave the arena for the first time and make the incline. Representing Russia 1, Alexander Tarentev, gold medalist in the sprint, and his teammate Ristina Matsokina, who was a silver medalist in the sprint. So that is a very strong team. 3 on the right there. That is Japan, led out by Akihito Uda. And beside him is Tarentev from the Russian Federation. 35 is the second of the Mongolian teams, and Durenbayar, Sonenbayar is the lead skier for that Mongolian team. We won't be expecting these tail-end teams to be able to run with the pace set by the likes of Russia, Japan, and the Czech Republic. Oh, and there's been a fall. Well, hopefully we'll get back and be able to identify who that was for you, but that is the second skier for Russia there, Ristina Matsokina, giving us a wave. 11, out is the team from Italy, and Simone Mozzolini. There's Tarentev in the red uniform for the Russian Federation, and Mozzolini making a strong start, coming up on the inside of the Russian Federation. And then it's the Japan team with Uda trying to make it up to the front 2, sitting back 3 out as they take the left-hand turn. And already a few teams falling off the back of the pace, and that's a worrying sign so early. To the front goes Alexander Tarentev. He's only 19 years of age. But he's already chalked up some good experience, a 4-time winner in Russia in sprint events. Success at Junior World Championships with the FIS as well. So a man of the future, and this is what we're looking for out of the Universiade, to give us a little preview of who the stars of the future are going to be, and the leaders also. Today's stars, tomorrow's leaders, but also maybe tomorrow's Olympic champions and competitors. As they come into the stadium to make the first changeover. And the changeover is effected just by a touch on the back or the shoulder or the arm of their teammate. It's within a defined area, and that's a good touch across for the Russian team as Tarentev hands to Matsukina, and she will lead them out of the stadium. And the Italians with 2 teams in, and they're sitting second and third, so that's promising for them. And Martina Bellini and Francesca Franchi for Italy 2 and 1. Canada also up in the top half dozen or so. France with just the 1 team in, some 7 seconds down. Kazakhstan looking for them to make their presence felt, and they look like they're sitting there in 4th position. Kazakhstan 1, represented in the second leg by Elmira Mutagarova. Nice steady cadence from Francesca Franchi. We know she's got pace. She did well in earlier events to challenge the Russian dominance. There's Torentev getting a bit of a rub down. Just keep him warm, keep him ready. He's got 2 more laps to do. But out on the course, it's Italy and the Russian Federation. It's Franchi and Matsukina, and then Mutagarova of Kazakhstan. They're 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Then the second of the Italians. There's Martina Bellini trying to attach herself to that front 3, and she's doing that. Bellini not as quick as her teammate Franchi. Plenty of noise out on the course from the support teams, the coaches informing them of how they're looking, how they're running, and where the opposition is. The athletes will have a sense of it, but you don't want to be looking over your shoulder too often. That can lose you a metre, or might even cause you a fall. So very careful, especially around the faster sections. Keep full concentration on the skiing job at hand. As Franchi takes the lead from Matsukina. No cause for panic. But an interesting surge coming from the Italian team. And they're 1st and 4th at the moment, with Kazakhstan in 3rd. Well, the wax team, they're never satisfied. They're always looking for perfection. And maybe just adjusting the kick wax in the middle of the ski there. Now they're on the gliding, easier section as they come down into the stadium once more. They'll swing underneath the big screen that keeps the fans entertained and informed about what's going on through the woods. And this changeover will represent 1/3 race distance as Franchi and Matsukina come in again for Italy and the Russian Federation. And Matsukina is just looking to get herself in front as they come in to this left-hand turn and pass the grandstand once more. This isn't where the race is won and lost. It's just making sure everything goes smoothly and that you're in a position to be in the top 5. That's certainly what's happening at the moment for Russia 1 and Italy 1. As there's the touch again. No problems there. There's an area in which the changeover must happen. Like an athletics relay, except there's no passing of a baton. Just a quick touch on the arm or the back as they go through. So Belarus some 6 seconds off the pace, Germany 7. They drift back through the field. So is Russia, the 2 Italian teams, then Switzerland, Kazakhstan and Czech Republic. Czech Republic less than 3 seconds behind. Then there was a 3-second gap back to Japan 1, who fell away a little in that second leg. That second leg skied by Kozui Takizawa for Japan. So the team's mindful. It doesn't really matter where in the top 5 you finish, as long as you qualify for the final. Time to gather yourself for the next lap for the women who've just raced. Public holiday in the Russian Federation today to celebrate Women's Day. No rest for the athletes at the Universiade. And the Italian men doing it nicely. It's Francesco Ferrari and Simone Mozzolini. Mozzolini in 11, Ferrari in 23. And then the little number beside that indicating whether they are the first or second skier for their team. So the men with the 1 and the women with the 2 next to the bigger number that indicates their team. So Terentev, flanked by the two Italians. In 10, it's Ivan Luft at his second Universiade. He's picked up a gold medal a couple of years ago. Kazakhstan in 2017 did win this race from France and Russia. France with a much stronger presence 2 years ago when they finished second and fourth in this event with their two teams. There's Martina Bellini just keeping loose and warm. Down into the tuck for a quick rest, and the most aerodynamically efficient position he can find is Terentev. Gee, this lap seems to have gone very quickly as they're back into the stadium. There's not much of a rest for the skiers who've completed their work and await the next lap. So still it is Russia 1 from the two Italian teams. Switzerland and Kazakhstan and the Czech Republic not far behind. Kazakhstan actually now up into second position with Ivan Luft making a bit of a move to put the two Italians behind him. They'll come in for the third exchange. And Terentev will hand over once more to Matsokina. She's well down the exchange area, and he's just made that change in time. What was she doing way down there? You don't want to make an illegal change and end your race right there. And it's all okay, it would seem. A little ambitious, I would have thought, from the Russian team. They're almost guaranteed of qualifying, and you don't want to make a simple, unnecessary mistake. Russia, Kazakhstan, the two Italian teams. Then it was the Czech Republic and Japan. About 3 seconds separating the Czech Republic and Japan. So we've got a little gap between the top 5, which is interesting in itself because 5 qualify. So any team behind these leaders want to make a little bit of a move perhaps in this fourth lap. Fifth lap it is, in fact. Third. Getting way ahead of myself.
Скольжение? Добавить скольжение.
Up the hill they go once more, and team 3 there is Japan. They've off the pace a bit there, and 14 is Belarus with Ina Lakanina. So just clarifying, this is lap 4 of 6, so the women will finish it. Up the hill comes Matsokina. Still skiing nicely is Francesca Franchi, and the Czech Republic Petra Insutsova. A little bit more work on the skis, and they've got to do it quickly. Their skis are only out there for a couple of minutes. And then the changeover once more. And Franchi, this would be quite an achievement if the Italians can get 2 teams into the final, and they're looking okay to do that at the moment. There's Hintsitsova in the light blue strip, the sprint gold medalist. Oh, goodness, she has got some real pace. And assuming that the Czech Republic 1 team gets through to the final, it could be really something. She can bring it home strongly. And her teammate in this one is Andrei Czerny. There is Simone Mozzolini waiting. Italy, Czech Republic and Russia nicely grouped. Then there's a little bit of a gap then back to the second of the Italian teams and Kazakhstan. Oh, those Russian skis are running nicely. That's a great job by the wax team. You can see the speed difference And she's extracting full value from it, Matsokina, as she eases to the front. And I think her wax support team will be looking at each other with a nod of approval, and hopefully they've got the same stuff on board for Alexander Terentev as he gets ready to head out once more. Russian fans getting excited as Matsukina leads them in. Then it's Franchi and Himsitsova. Yeah, more conservative handover that time from the Russian Federation, all safely done, and Terentev pushes away. Those three at the moment looking fairly safe. Russia, Italy 1 and the Czech Republic, then Kazakhstan 1 and Italy 2. Then there's a 6-second gap between the second of the Italian teams and Switzerland, so it feels like we've got a bit of a settled top 5 in this first of the two semi-finals. And there you can see them. Terentev, a slightly controversial gold medalist in the sprint, with Yakimushkin disqualified after an incident very close to the finish where the stocks got entangled and Yakimushkin was DQ'd. As Matsukina is gathering herself for that last lap that's only a couple of minutes away. She and Terentev have done a fine job to put Russian Federation in this good position. Mozzolini there for Italy in second place. And for Kazakhstan, it's Ivan Luft. And the Czech Republic, you see, Andre Tsiani not as quick against his rivals as his teammate Himsitsova is against hers. So he's got to try and lift through these closing few hundred meters. The team looks relatively safe, though, these 5 with a bit of a gap. Second of the Italian teams might be under pressure. It was Francesco Ferrari tries to keep pace with the lead 4. Drifting to the inside track, cut off the territory, Alexander Terentev. And then Luft follows suit. You want to take the shortest route possibly, and now it's starting to string out a little. Into the skis for the last time in this semi-final, Francesca Franchi. Seen a lot of smiles on faces in this Universiade. The athletes are having a lovely time in Krasnoyarsk, where we've all been made to feel so very welcome. They're doing a great job. It's the biggest international sports event that has ever come to this city in central Siberia, and they are making the most of the opportunity. We're all being made to feel like it's a good and happy occasion, and well run too, as they come down to make this changeover once more. Terentev will hand over to this woman, Matsokina. And again, she wants to be right out towards the front of the changeover area. Well, it's fine. She's not pushing too hard. She's going to make sure it's done safely. And it is, but she only had about 3 or 4 meters to spare. Kazakhstan in second. This is the 5th and final changeover. So Russia, Kazakhstan 3 seconds behind, then Italy 1 and Italy 2, and then the Czech Republic about 10 seconds back. But then a big gap back to Switzerland, so about 22 seconds difference between 5th and 6th. So that's a nice little comfort buffer for Czech Republic, and Petra Himsitsova will probably ski it accordingly. Just make sure that she comes in no worse than 5th to protect the top Czech Republic's team. Make sure they go through to the final. Matsokina just holding a form, holding a position. Elmira Mutagarova of Kazakhstan closest to her. Then the first of the Italian teams, Francesca Franchi. Then Hintsitsova for the Czech Republic, and Bellini for Italy too. Quite overcast, but there's no expectation of snow today. It's reasonably dark outside, and cool, and a bit of a wind today too for a change. As Matsokina, the sprint silver medalist, got to keep something in reserve. So come the final, which is a couple of hours away, or an hour and a half away. It'll be at midday local time. Here we are at 20 minutes past 10 in the morning. So time to rest, get a little bit of sustenance on board, have another think about the skis and if the conditions are changing at all. And it would seem the Russian Federation have got it just right today. It's pretty evident Matsukina's skis were running very nicely when she came into the stadium the last time. So Franchi, Hintsitsova, just drifting back a little bit now is Mutagarova of Kazakhstan into 4th position. And then the second of the Italian teams, skiing the last leg, is Martina Bellini. Matsukina, success in the national championships in February in Rybinsk. Plenty of top 3 finishes in sprints. And the Russians with the advantage of knowing this stadium, this course so well. And she's coming up to lap one of the slower competitors. That team 30 is United States, and Anna Johnson for the US, but in she comes. Matsokina around in front of the grandstand into the finishing straight this time. No more handovers to do, and this is an impressive performance from Team 1 for Russia. Matsokina and Terentev are going to be the first to qualify for the mixed team sprint final. And she eases across the line. Hintsitsova just making a small statement as she moves the Czech Republic up into 2nd position. And then Italy won with Francesca Franchi. And Kazakhstan, Mutagarova. And then Martina Bellini for Italy too. So off to have a bit of a rest now as she jogs away back to the team headquarters. So Russia, Czech Republic, Italy, Kazakhstan, and Italy 2. And then Switzerland. Yeah, 20 seconds between Italy and Switzerland. So that gap was pretty much maintained. 19 seconds. And Japan 1, Belarus, as the stragglers start to come in. 19 is Poland, the second of the Poland teams. Czech Republic 2 and Germany, a photo for them. That's some good-looking gear, isn't it? Yeah, the fans are just a little bit colder today. The Chinese team may be used to the chill, but here athletes will be in the second of the semi-finals for China, as we're watching 35 and 27 come in. 35 is Mongolia 2, and that's Ariantagolog Enkpaya. Mongolia not so very far from Siberia. Team 15, Austria, so Anna Juppe coming in. So 12 teams across the line. France, the most recent, a minute 11 behind Russia 1. So Anna Juppe. Working her way into the finish area. Looking forward to seeing the second Russian team get an idea out of their time whether Terentev and Matsukina are indeed their top combination. It would look to be so on form so far at these events of the Universiade. Pretty pleased to have got it done. And some highlights out of this first semi. Pretty good race skied by Terentev and Matsukina for Russia Team 1. No sign of Yakimushkin in the mixed team sprint today. The other Russian male is Andrei Sabakarev. We've got just about all of the teams in. I think Canada, both their teams have finished. Now the United States in. And I think that should be the whole 18. Yep. So the next semi-final, which is due to start shortly, won't be far away. Russia 1, 5 seconds back to the Czech Republic 1 and Italy 1, Kazakhstan and Italy 2. They look to be the 5 through to the final out of the first semi. And our second semi-final not far away, and we'll have a further 17 teams. So 35 teams in all competing today. There's leaden skies over the Radiga complex. It's really very close to downtown Krasnoyarsk. It takes no time to get here at all, really. Great facilities here. There's a 50-metre pool in the complex at Radiga, and all sorts of training and sports medicine and other opportunities here for the athletes. Here's the field for the second semi-final, Semi-A they're calling it. And Spain, Norway, Thailand, China, a few of the nations we haven't yet seen, Republic of Korea, Poland, Slovakia. But on the front row will be Russia, Kazakhstan, Japan and Finland. And Russia this time, Andrei Sabakarev and Polina Nakrashova. Team 5 there is Japan. They'll be led out by Haruki Yamashita. Finland, Jonas Sakinen. Finland is team 8. 9 there on the right of screen. There's Austria. Philip Liadolta is the lead skier. On the far side, Finland, Jonas Sakinen. 4 is Kazakhstan. 2, Konstantin Bortsov and Angelina Sherigya for them today. Almost set for a start. And away we go. It's the second of the mixed team sprint semi-finals. 17 teams. And look to see the strength and depth of the Russian Federation. Can Team 2 match the efforts of Team 1 in the first semi? So convincingly won by Torentev and Matsokina, as Andrei Sobakarev leads them out, although Team 4 there, another good start from Butsov of Kazakhstan. And Finland's Jonas Sakinen also there as they leave the stadium for the first time. Towards the back of the field, we've got both the Chinese teams, Yang Xin, Xi Jing, and Li Yufan and Zhao Yuan. United States in today's event, Nate Maddox and Anna Vitkovsky. For the Republic of Korea, Byun-ji Young and Bai Minju. For the moment, though, it's Konstantin Bortsov. And on his inside, the kinder line of racing, Andrei Sobakarev. As through the woods they go. A nice combination of turns and inclines. Maximum climb around this course of 15 metres. Total height difference 22 metres, and the total climbing metres 36. The lap is 1.5 kilometres. The male and female athletes each ski 3 laps. Should you just be joining us for this second of the semi-finals, as Sobakarev leads away from Sakinen of Finland on the left there in the blue and white. In the blue and yellow is the Kazakhstan uniform of Konstantin Bortsov. Bortsov has had a few top 3s in the sprint. Now Almaty. Almaty, the host city of the last Winter Universiade. So just starting to get ready for the changeover as the jacket comes off for Polina Nekrasheva for the Russian Federation. Happily, no incidents in the changeover area during that first semi-final. It's an obligation on athletes in front not to get in the way of athletes behind trying to make their changeover. So you don't want to have a tumble or a mix-up in the changeover area, but that's the area it's most likely to happen. There's Kazakhstan and the Russian Federation. And also Team 20, which is Norway, Martin Skinstad, who proved a bit of a surprise packet in the sprints. He's also moved up to improve Norway's prospects here in the first lap and the first exchange. Lots of noise coming from the stand. And a changeover happening all right there. Norway 1. It's Skinstad handing over to Mari Gusias. And So Norway, Russia, Kazakhstan, Finland, Thailand, Slovakia, the other of the Finnish teams. In fact, Team Finland won. And I'd say that down as far as Japan and Poland still in touch. Then there was a 3-4 second gap between Poland and Spain. So the top 9, well, there's 8 of them in contention. But that picture will change quite a bit in the minutes to come as we just get the second lap now, as we've got Nekrasheva for Russian Federation, Angelina Shuriga of Kazakhstan, that was a good latter half of that first lap skied by Martin Skinstad. He's got some pace. He'll just be hoping that his teammate Mari Gusias can stay in touch, and then Martin can go out and do some good work in his second and third laps. But for the moment, just stepping clear of a troublesome ski there was Shurgyak of Kazakhstan, in blue and yellow. Poland looked like they've made a bit of a move. This is Ursula Latocha in 12. One of the better sprinters. So she's made up some ground after the opening leg was skied by Kacper Antolets for Poland 1. So Poland in 12. Just can't leave the skis alone, can they? They're perfectionists, I think. It's a requirement in the job description for wax technician. Must want to get it right. Teammates, Katri Lilinpura, skiing for Finland. And looking for some information about the athletes. She thinks that anywhere they go to ski, they should have a spa and a sauna and a nice river view or a lake view. Well, wouldn't we all like that? That sounds all right to me. And there's a teammate, Jonas Sarkinen, just getting ready to head out once more. His teammates got Finland in a pretty handy position here. In fact, she's moved up to take the lead temporarily. Russian Federation's Polina Nekrasheva right behind her in the red uniform. So the women come into the stadium, and a big call out for Norway. They've got some fans here. As Mari Gusias will hand back over to Skinstad for Norway. Team 8 is Finland. 1 Russian Federation. 25 there is Thailand, the brother and sister combination of Mark and Karen Chanleong. Going along quite nicely. 13 is Finland, the second Finnish team. Emi Lamsa will hand over to Juuso Mäkelä for that combination. Russia, Finland and Poland making the next exchange in best position. Thailand in 5th position, Norway 6th. So maybe that's okay for Norway as long as Skinstad can keep up the good work he showed in his first lap. So they're about 5.5 seconds behind Norway. Just looking for a gap here, and the gap is still between 9th and 10th. Slovakia and Norway 2. So we've got a bit of a gap there, a top 9, and then a bit of a break of some 7 seconds, which is a fair bit at this pace. Sobakorev for the Russian Federation crests this rise in 1st position ahead of Sarkinen of Finland. And then it's Poland's Kacper Antolets. 13 is Juuso Mäkelä of Finland. They set up these workbenches just alongside the start-finish straight, actually. It's in a great position. It's sort of between where they finish and where the handovers occur. A little bit of a gap now opened up by Sabakarev. Through they come. It's still got Kazakhstan nicely positioned. Finland in 8 also. Sakinen. 13 is Finland 2. So the 2 Finnish teams in the top half dozen. And Thailand in 25 still thereabouts as well. That'd be a great achievement for Thailand to get into a final at the Universiade. And at the moment, they're sitting 5th. That should be just good enough if they stayed there. Katri Lilinpera checking and rechecking bindings, stocks. Well, suddenly, Sabakarev has put the foot down. Look at the gap he's opened up here. It's got to be 40 meters or so. Skis running nicely. He'll start stand up now just in front of the big screen and work his way around for the next exchange. And he'll send Nekrasheva away in a pretty good position. Kazakhstan's Butsov sitting in 2nd. The 2 Finnish teams, Thailand as well. Gap has just compressed a little as the pace slows. Makes the changeover. Sabakarev to Nekrasheva. So Kazakhstan, then Finland, both the Finnish teams, then Thailand, Slovakia, Poland, and Japan 2. And Chika Kobayashi go out for them. It was about a 4-second gap between Russia and Kazakhstan at that exchange. Kazakhstan and Finland. Nekrasheva really making sure of this second semi-final as she pushes out hard. The gap now between 8th and 9th is nearly 20 seconds, so the race is taking some kind of shape here, this second semi-final. Russia, the dominant nation so far at the cross-country with 5 gold, 5 silver and 6 bronze. Czech Republic has 1 gold and Kazakhstan 1 silver, the only other 2 nations to get amongst the medals through the first 6 races. Petra Hintsitsova of the Czech Republic, the only non-Russian gold medalist. And it looks like we're going to have the Czech Republic in the final. She and her partner Ondrej Cerny skied very nicely in the first of the semis to book a place in the final at midday. Also there, looks like it will have the second Russian team. Polina Nekrasheva will hand over to Sabakarev. There he is. Really the only downside of the performances so far of the Russian Federation was the disqualification of Yakimushkin. Fortunately for their team, the man who crossed the line second, Terentev, was also in the Russian Federation. He was promoted to the gold medal position. That moved Yusinov of Kazakhstan to silver, and Andrei Sabakarev, who will ski next, picked up the bronze medal, and he looked to have some mixed feelings about that bronze, knowing that his teammate had been disqualified. But That's in the past. Right now they're trying to qualify for the sprint final, and they look assured of doing that. Krasheva disappears out of the screen and reappears in front of this camera. Gee, our boys are doing a great coverage out there, and the women as well. Got some lovely pictures coming to you from around the course. This long descending right-hand turn that invites the skiers into the stadium at some pace. They get a little bit of a rest before the final push. So Nekrasheva, one left-hand turn to make before handing over once more to Sabakarev. And then the second of the finish, second place at least, Finland won. With Katalinin Pera to hand over to Sakinen, but out front it's Nekrasheva across to Sabakarev, and away he goes. Four and a half kilometers skied by each athlete, broken up into three. The breakdown of the splits of the 3 laps would be interesting to see. Once assured of a qualifying position, perhaps Russia will take the foot off the pedal a little to make sure they have enough stamina left for the final. So Russia, Finland, Poland, both the Finnish teams, in fact, Kazakhstan, they're the top 5 at that most recent exchange. And between Kazakhstan and Slovakia, there's a gap of just over 5 seconds. Sabakarev. Looks to have plenty of energy making this left-hand climb. No need to look over the shoulder, really, at least he hasn't done so, is to see where the opposition is. He's quite confident of his position and his ability to bring this home. One more leg to ski, though. Polina Nekrasheva will finish the job off for Russia too. Just look for the good, even skiing style and the regular breathing and just the body language telling you that he's still in control of himself and the race. As behind we've got 8 and 13, so that is Finland 1 and 2. Finland 1, Junis Sakinen. Finland 2, Juuso Mäkelä. And then it's Kazakhstan. And then Poland. Kazakhstan's leg this time being skied by Botsov. Sakinen, a few top 5s, national junior championships for Finland in Inari. Some good results earlier this year as he prepared to come to Krasnoyarsk. The Finns with a great tradition in the Nordic events, cross-country and biathlon. But the Russian Federation look to be the ones to beat today in the mixed team sprint as the women move out onto the course for the final exchange in this second semi. Sabakarev will give Nekrasheva a lead of, oh gosh, at least 60 or 70 meters. More. It's really extended it. as the two Finnish teams in Kazakhstan come in second, third and fourth. The Krashev is well out of the stadium. So 22 seconds between Russian Federation and the chasing Finns and Kazakhstan. Then Japan a further 12 seconds back. And so between, just corrected, I'm looking at our screens in the commentary box, between Kazakhstan and Poland there's 12 seconds, but it's tight for 6 with Japan, then Thailand a few seconds further back, and Slovakia right with Thailand. So it's still going to get sorted out, these top 5 positions. It could be a great race into the stadium for the minor placings, but business as usual out front for the Russian Federation. Team 2, Polina Nekrasheva. There is the distance back to the Finns. There's no problem in a semi-final, really, but a warning bell sounded by the Russians to the other teams. So the Finns, represented by Lilinpera and Lamsa, and Kazakhstan, final leg, Angelina Cheriga. Team 5 there, Japan. See the wind disturbing the trees in the background. A bit more of a breeze today than we've been used to out at Radiga, and that's certainly added to the chill of the day. Oop, a little bit of a slip there. Well, that was technique or wax failing. Wouldn't like to guess, but the legs will be tiring. This is a third lap for Nekrasheva. Maybe the Finnish teams are just closing the gap a little on her. I think on results so far this week, the Russians have definitely seeded their teams. When we say Russia 1 and Russia 2, it does look like Russia 1 is the stronger of the two, with Terentev and Matsukina, both medalists. Sabakarov picking up a bronze. Krasheva, not yet. I beg your pardon. Bronze medal in the women's sprint for Polina Nekrasheva. And down she comes into the stadium. Job is nearly done in this second semi-final for Russia 2. Nekrasheva moves towards the big screen, then straightens up down to the end of the start-finish arena to make the left-hand turn as the Finns come in behind her. I think they have closed the gap a little, but still 70 or 80 metres, if not more. But they are going to settle into second and third position. And this is Finland 1 and Lilinpera, and Finland 2 is Emil Lamsa. Nothing between them. Crowd pretty excited to welcome in Russia in first place again. This is the second of the semi-finals, and the place getters will give us our composition of the final fairly shortly. It's the top 5 to go through, and the Russian Federation makes sure they will have 2 teams in. So will Finland as they cross the line now. Finland 1, Finland 2. Lilinpera and Lamsa. So they're looking good, just 6 seconds down. Now Poland across the line, and Kazakhstan. So they should be the qualifiers out of this second semi. But we must always wait for the official confirmation. 16 is Slovakia, Barbara Klementova coming across the line. 46 seconds down on the Russian Federation. They really push themselves hard, don't they? You can sense the distress, the fatigue, that they recover so quickly. That's why they're elite athletes. Norway won. Mari Gusias, they couldn't maintain that effort that saw them in contention in the middle stages. Thailand finished 6th across the line, but there was some 8 seconds between Kazakhstan and Thailand. So a fairly emphatic 5th placing for the second Kazakhstan team. So we think we've got 2 from Kazakhstan in the final.
That was hard.
It was hard. Austrian and Norwegian rivals there. Lisa Akleitner for Austria and Gusias for Norway. Now across the line, second of the Norwegian teams, and Hanna Skulbru. She'll go across to a teammate there. And Spain's Alba Puig de Fabregas. Some good friendships being established here, you feel, at the 29th Universiade, and that's partly what it's all about. That's encouraged. Chance to meet people from other universities, other countries, and maybe stay in touch after this is all over. Certainly got a common interest, don't they, in skiing? Team 28, Republic of Korea, by Minju. Into the stadium, and 29 is Anna Witkowski for the United States. Witkowski making the now familiar left-hand turn around into the finish line. So it seems we've got 2 teams from the Russian Federation, 2 from Kazakhstan and 2 from Finland. Czech Republic is in. Witkowski just a little over 4 minutes behind the top finishing time. And across comes by Minju, her teammate today, Byun-ji Yeong, Republic of Korea, which of course did such a great job hosting the Winter Olympics 12 months ago, and Paralympics. Very well run, really set the bar high in terms of efficiency and reliability of transport and the running of events. Some highlights for you. So there are the positions out of the second semi-final, with Russia 2 leading at home, and both the Finnish teams qualifying. And Poland were 4th and Kazakhstan 2 were 5th, and 8 seconds back to Thailand, just missing out. Norway, Austria, China 1 and 2 not finishing, which indicates they may have been lapped. We didn't actually see that happen on our screens, but that's usually the reason for that. Likewise, Switzerland 2. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock local time. The final is an hour away at midday. So a very welcome chance to rest for the teams that have qualified for the final. And looking forward to bringing you that just under an hour's time. Not sure if on screen we're going to see the full list of qualifying teams. Perhaps not.